We have an update. Remember the cop in Georgia who decided to basically write something that was wholly racist and insanely insensitive. He said that criminal Arbery still got the death penalty though. Remember that guy? Okay, so here's the update. He did not get fired. Remember they were saying he's going to be fired. This is not going to stand in this department. He was in violation of our whatever. Still didn't get fired. All that hoorah, and they did not fire him. Let me give you the background and the update. Houston is spelled like Houston, but it's Houston County, Georgia. Houston County Sheriff's Deputy, let's put up his picture, Paul Erhan, was allowed to resign 1 week after being suspended for making a derogatory remark on social media about the death of Ahmaud Arbery. Let's put up the social media post. Those are the killers of the young Ahmaud Arbery. They had due process. Ahmaud Arbery had none. They had their constitutional rights respected. Ahmaud Arbery did not. They were convicted by a jury of their peers. Justice was served, at least to the degree that justice can be served when there's a murder. Well, let's put it back up. So this deputy sheriff decided to write that criminal Arbery still got the death penalty though. Now this is at the time an active cop, right? An active on duty sheriff's deputy who referred to Ahmaud Arbery, the victim of a crime, as a criminal, okay? Which means he believes the white men who committed murder are probably heroes. You know, like Kyle Rittenhouse, okay? Erhan was effectively given a slap on the wrist and allowed to keep his job in the interim despite his off-color response to a Facebook post announcing the lifetime prison sentences for the 3 white men convicted of murdering Mr. Arbery. Erhan was not immediately fired. Instead, the 20-year veteran of the Houston County Sheriff's Office was suspended on January 10th. We brought you that as it developed, okay? Erhan was then given 10 days to appeal his suspension. If he did not, he would have been fired on Thursday. But before that privileged grace period expired, the Houston County Sheriff's Office announced Wednesday via its Facebook page that Erhan chose not to appeal the decision and has resigned. Resigned? Here's the impact. Erhan's letter of resignation claimed, and I quote, that he was exercising my constitutional right to free speech when a very unfortunate series of events occurred. He added that the manner in which they were handled prompted him to resign because it was something he could not support. In that context, Erhan added, continuing to work for the Houston County Sheriff's Office would be against who I am and what I support. Now, the last time I covered this, okay, I actually brought to your attention the employee handbook that all deputies had to sign. And in the employee handbook, it speaks specifically to comments made on record or on duty and off duty that brings a reputation issue to the department. That officers or deputies in the sheriff's department, they must maintain credibility. That's exactly the wording in the handbook that he signed. Yes, the sheriff's office has the ability to enforce that contract that you signed as an employee. Here's what I don't get. I do get it, but I don't like it. This happened, and initially everybody was on the same page. This cop has to go. Even the sheriff came out. What he did was wrong. And he indicated he was going to fire the guy. And then he allows him to resign. He allows him to resign. This is why people don't like the police. You don't get away with doing things like this at any other workplace and have all of these protections and privileges, and 99% of the people who are speaking out about it disagree with what you did, and you still get to resign after violating the rules that you agreed to follow. And then in your resignation, you still are unapologetic for what you did, what you said, how you made a reputation crisis happen for the uniform you say you believe in. You're corrupt. And I know good and damn well more should happen to you other than a resignation. Really, firing would not have been enough. You have shown your true colors, deputy. You have shown your true colors. And the reality is they should be looking at your previous arrest, the testimonies that you have given to land others in jail. They should be looking at your record, but they're not. Jayar, what are your thoughts?
Not only was he allowed to resign, he was allowed to resign with this anger and with this righteousness that the police officers, this police department did him wrong by forcing him to do this. So not only that, he's leaving with this, I'm high and mighty, and in fact, allows him to maybe get a job somewhere else. We know that many officers that are actually fired from time to time, they can just go across county lines, go to the next town over, have a new job. And yeah, I resigned over there just because I wasn't able to practice my free speech. You should hire me here because I'm a veteran of the police force. So that's number one. Number two, he took to Facebook or wherever he went to write this because he's looking to impress certain people. Now, the point of the police department is to protect and serve the community, right? Which community is he looking to serve? Which community is he looking to get some kind of validation from? What type of cloud is he trying to build with which community? If it's with the community at large, and if it's with the people that he's accusing of, or at least downgrading their existence of by saying that criminal Ahmaud Arbery, just good thing he's dead. Do you think he cares about the community that relates to Ahmaud Arbery? Do you think he cares about whether or not they go, I hope I don't run into that guy when I'm driving down the street? Because I know how he feels about us right now. Yep. I know that he already thinks someone who is obviously not a criminal and has been murdered is actually a criminal. So he put this on social media to get the support of his community. This is the community that officers like this work for. They work to please the racists of the community. They work to please the fellow officers of the community that like to harass certain folks because they think they're ridding the streets of the folks they don't like. These are the people that they're serving. And they go to the extent of going on their Facebook pages to write about it. That's how important this is to them. But they're not willing to monitor what they're saying on their Facebook pages before they say it. This is an important job. Every officer in this department should be monitoring everything they say on every social media account by the department if the department cares about whether or not they're gonna have repeat offenders like this. But they don't care. They just don't care because the community is not who they're serving.
That's right, very well said.